Good morning. Good morning. Hi. Did you catch me on the griot where I was interviewed by the Ebony K. Williams about Black women moving abroad? Maybe you're brand new to this space and you have a lot of questions about how are Black women quitting their jobs and moving abroad. Today, we're going to talk about how, if I was just being introduced to this in 2023, okay, how I would go about quitting my job in 2023. Okay, we're going to talk about money in, we're going to talk about money out, we're going to talk about mindset. We're going to talk about like a three-pronged approach to quitting your job in 2023, whether we're talking about quitting a job forever or quitting a job to take a sabbatical and then come back into work. All right? That's what we're going to do today. But first, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Stephanie Perry. I'm a house sitter. I'm house sitting right now, and there's a couple of dogs in the background. You're going to hear them. I'm pet sitting in Palm Desert, California. So I'm Stephanie Perry. I'm a house sitter. I'm the creator of House Sitter School, and I help Black women take a sabbatical, move abroad, bop around as a nomad, right? All while embracing ease. If these things sound good to you, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Ring that notification bell so that you can be notified when I post a new video or when I go live. Welcome. Okay, and welcome, friends. Hi, everybody. You're here. Everybody's here. Good morning. Good morning, Janae. Good morning, Francine. Good morning, Amelia. Good morning, Greta. Hey, KB. Hey, Dana. Hey, Meriton Martin. I'm never sure if this is Angela or a different Martin. Hi. Good morning, Tamika. Good morning, SLS. Good morning, Robin. Maintaining Tracy. Hi, friends. Hey, Sibongle. Hey, Diamond. Hey, guys. Hey, her to Freedom. It's so nice to do this now, this greeting now, when I know you. We just hung out. I know y'all. All right. Good morning, Fairly Fast. Good morning, Vanessa and Alonia and Locating Cozy and Double T, Patrice. Shay Cherie, Felice Goddess Mika. Hi, everybody. How's everyone today? Connie Perry, is my mom here? Not yet. Okay, my mom hasn't said good morning yet. Okay, it's very nice to see you all. Okay, hope things are great. Did you see me on the griot? Did you catch me? I got interviewed by Ebony K. Williams on the griot. I'm sorry, I don't know how you watch it. I'm waiting for them to post the video on YouTube. Because I don't know. If you didn't catch her show live, I don't know how you catch it. I'm sorry. Okay. When you get interviewed on stuff, you don't get a whole lot of information. So I don't know how you watch the replay of my interview with Ebony K. Williams. But some of you are here because of that. We have some new people subscribing to this YouTube channel. We have some new people in the Exodus Summit community. We have some new people who are my Instagram followers now. And some of it is because of that, because I was interviewed there talking about this. And so I thought that I would do a little something. This is a group assignment. I thought that we would get together this morning and talk for a little bit about the beginning steps, right? If we were just walking into this today, right? If I was just being introduced to this today, what would I do? How would I go about quitting my job, either temporarily, right, to take a sabbatical, a career break, whatever, a break, right, to take a break, or for good, right, so that I could be done with it, be done with working. So we're just going to talk about our approaches. Her Journey to Freedom says she watched the interview on YouTube, but not on the Griot's YouTube channel, unless they have two channels. Somebody email it to me. Email me the link. So I'm so serious. Okay. Stephanie at vicarious.com. Somebody email me the link. You can't drop the link here on YouTube, right? I have a blocker. So you can't YouTube won't let you drop links in my chat. But you can email me the link. I'm so serious. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I was there when she interviewed me, so I know what I said, okay? But I haven't seen it. I can't figure it out. I have the Griot app, and I thought you could just watch stuff on the app, right? On demand. But I can't find it there. I don't know, girl. I don't know. So all I've seen is the clip on Instagram. Oh, no, girl. So if you would, please, someone email it to me. And then those of you who are watching from the future, watching replays, the replay of this video, hello, friends from the future, I will link to that video in the description of this video, okay? If someone emails it to me, I will link it, okay? I don't know, girl. I don't know. I still haven't, none of us have seen it. So I was on talking about Exodus Summit and the Black women exodus from the United States. And none of Team Exodus has seen the video. Rashida hasn't seen it. Francis hasn't seen it. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Good morning, Mom. There you are. Okay. Good morning. All right. So it is another beautiful house. This is just in a regular retirement community in Palm Desert, California, near Palm Springs. It's just regular retirees living their dreams. They have a pool in the backyard. She said, "Oh, it's a small pool." I'm like, "Girl, it's a pool, okay? It's a pool." They have a pool in the backyard, pool and like jacuzzi or hot tub or whatever in the backyard. The dog is acting bad. He knows he's acting bad. And then they have the community pool and the community clubhouse and all of that stuff. Lovely life, right? Nice life that I get to participate in without spending any money. And don't have to spend any money. So one of the things we're going to talk about today is how to decrease the money you put out, right? So that you can quit your job, house sitting. No question. There's no doubt about it. We're going to talk about house sitting today, but we're going to talk about some other things too. I'm also going to keep my notifications on my phone because I'm expecting the neighbors to come and pick the dogs up to take them to the dog park. We didn't make a firm arrangement today. So you may see me like looking at my phone. You may hear my phone go off. Yes, he's heard the word dog park. I forgot the dogs they know what you're saying. So that's what's going on here. You're going to hear some barking, but they're very good dogs. This is not a repeat of Nashville. If you remember, when I house sat in Nashville, them dogs just ran over me during that live stream. They were little terrors, humongous terrors. This is going to be much more chill, okay? But let's get on subject. What I would like for you friends in the chat is to participate. As I said, this is a group assignment. I'm going to give you some ideas and whatever, but someone in the chat has done something that I didn't know about, right? Something that I wouldn't even have thought of. So in the chat, please also participate, okay? All right, so when we talk about quitting your job in 2023, what do I mean? I mean literally how to quit your job in 2023. We're 5.5 months in, right? We're about to be 6 months in. We still have more than half a year left. So somebody could realistically decide today or start working on it today and be out of her job before the year's out, okay? So for some of you, it's going to take longer. The process of me quitting my job back in 2015 took me 15 months, right? I started in 2014. It took me 15 months to get to the place where I could quit my job, right? But some of you, we're only 5 months in on this year, almost six. The year's not half over. Some of you, excuse me, some of you could still get started and get it done this year, okay? So I'm talking literally how I would go about quitting my job in 2023 if it were me, okay? All right. All right. Hi, chill out, please. Both of you, okay? Do you want me to pick you up? I'm gonna see what I can do to get them quiet. Keep them quiet. You don't want me to pick you up? Okay. Then stay still. You do want me to pick you up. Okay. All right, so we're gonna chill out. No, we're not gonna lick my face. Okay, we're gonna be good girl. We're gonna be a good girl. Meet Leilani. She's adorable. She's very sweet. She's active. Okay, she's the younger one. Okay, so we're gonna talk literally about how I would go about quitting my job if I were you in 2023. I think the first thing we need to address is a mindset thing. The first thing we need to address is just because you're going to quit your job this year doesn't mean you're not going to make any more money. So it doesn't mean you need to approach this as in, how do I get enough money to live for the rest of my life in a few months, okay? I've talked to enough Black women, about their toxic jobs, about their burnout, to know that sometimes, seriously, you need to get out. You need to get out of that job. I'm not one to tell you to push through, okay? I'm not here to tell you to push through, stay on the job, whatever, whatever. If you need to get out, you need to get out. Hi, Leilani. So let's talk about that and the fact that you don't need to have a plan for the rest. I don't think you need to have a plan for the rest of your life. You can have a plan for, I need to get out of this job and I'm going to take 6, 9, 12 months, and then I'm going to go back to work. I'm going to find another job or find another way to make money or something, okay? This doesn't have to be, the only way to do it is not permanent retirement. Even I'm not permanently retired, even though I don't have a job and I haven't had a job. I quit my job in 2015. I went back to work for 3 months in 2017. Since then, I haven't had a job, but I still make money. I still work. I still do work. This is work, right? YouTube pays me. Thanks, YouTube, right? This is work. I didn't have to have a plan for money for the rest of my life, okay? I just needed the money to make it through a year. So first, a mindset approach. Even if you have to go back, how do you get out now? I talked to Dr. Kimani Norrington Sands and Anne-Marie Archer just last Saturday about getting your coins, leaving a job that has not toxic. Anne-Marie used the phrase hostile, right? Leaving a hostile work environment and getting your coins. In fact, their workshop is coming up. I'll link in the description of this video to their workshop on getting your coins, getting a package to leave a job that has been hostile, right? So we've talked about, I did lose my train of thought. Okay, I think having the dog up here might be a mistake, but she is cute. You can't see too much of her face. So, okay, so mindset approach number one, you don't have to have a plan forever. Jobs ain't going nowhere, right? Can you go back to work? If you take a lot of time and do what you want for a year, can you just go back to work later? Hi, Erica. If I'm not working, what do I do? Baby, whatever you want. This question makes me feel a little bit sad, okay? Whatever you want. If you don't know what you want to do, if you can't picture anything that you would want to do with your time, if you were not working, I think that's a reason to try it, right? That tells me your work has consumed so much of not just your work portion of your life, but so much of your person, right? So much of who you are is work that you can't even picture what life would be if work didn't exist. Set yourself free. Get out. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. You're the ones who need it. Those of you who are like, I couldn't. What would that? What would I? Get out of there, right? It's time for some reprogramming. I was just interviewed by Monica from Black Women Amplified, the Black Women Amplified podcast, and she said, re-engineer your life, right? She talked about re-engineering your life in profound ways. And Alicia Renice and I were just interviewed on Dr. Kimani's channel, Lifting as We Climb Consulting Wellness Services, with other women, not just Alicia, but Alicia said, remember, sometimes we need to break ourselves down and remember ourselves, literally reattaching ourselves, right? Not only remember as in calling back to who you were, but like unattaching and reattaching yourselves, right? I think you're the ones who need it everybody needs it. I was about to say even more, or you need it the most, but I think everybody needs it. Everyone needs adult time in their life when work is not the boss of them, right? When they get to be themselves and not the worker version of themselves. Okay, so mindset approach number one, approach this as if this is not the last chance for you to make money, okay? Approach this as if this is just a period of time when you're not working, right? You can go back to work, okay? Mindset approach number two, approach this as if you need to connect with the version of yourself who's not the worker version of yourself. You probably don't know her. You probably don't know you. You probably know worker you, student you, striver you, Black excellence you, right? You probably don't know you, free person you, right? You know worker you, commitments, I can't pick you up. You're too fat. You're too big boy. I can't pick you up. Go away. Go away. Go away. So, get to know her. And I think the way you get to know her is free time. A lot of free time, right? Okay. Gigi says, good point. All right. Thanks, Gigi. Thank you, friend. All right. It's so dry down here. I've been dried out I've been here since, I don't know. It's a really dry place. And my mouth, my lips, my face, my hands, everything, just so dry. My hair. Okay. All right. So, how do you stop working when there are bills to pay? Okay, so money in and money out is a math problem. It's just a math problem, okay? So how much money, question, money approach number one, how much money do you have access to? Serious question. How much money do you have access to? If you quit this job, how much money do you have access to? Some of you have savings. You just don't want to use the savings. Yeah? Some of you have some sort of investment income that pays you, right? Because you have real estate or because you have an investment account, like a stock investment account, your Vanguard account, right? Some of you have some income coming in, right? Some of you have income. How much money do you have access to? Some of you have alimony. My girlfriends with alimony, they live, okay? My girlfriends with alimony live. Some of you have Social Security, retirement benefits, a pension. Some of y'all still got in on the pension worker world, right? How much money do you have access to without the pay, without the job? Now, actually, cross out without the job because some of your jobs have a leave of absence where you can take time away from work and still get a portion of your paycheck. Some of you have a partially paid leave of absence. You just don't know it yet. You're gonna find out when you get in that employee handbook. We talked about that not too long ago. Some of you have access to some money. So how much? Write it down. How much? Right? I have 10% disability from the U.S. Army for hearing loss. I get $150 a month from that. Right? My YouTube channel pays me average $4,400 per month. Right? How much money do you have access to? Seriously, right? Is it that you have an extra bedroom in your house or something? Not serious question. How much money do you have access to? It's a math problem. So, friends, anybody want to tell us what money you had access to? So I just told you what I have access to. I had the $150 U.S. Army disability payment. Started out at 110 or something, and it's been increasing over time, right? So anyone want to share the money that you have access to? Okay, this is going to help someone else be like, oh yeah, right, seriously. Because we're used to doing things one way, some of us are really set in that way and just need somebody to show us, oh, remember, you have this. Oh yeah, right? Some of you, like I'm saying, some of you will find out next week that you have a leave of absence policy at your job that's going to pay you a portion, 30%, 50%, 75%, 100%, right? You just need to use it. So how much money do you have access to? All right, so the cat is out of the bag says, we are selling our house. That's what money we have access to. It's under contract right now. Congratulations, cat. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Let's see. She says, I had to let y'all know that I put my notice in yesterday. Sabbatical in Costa Rica, here I come. Congratulations. That's wonderful. Are you going to where? Well, we'll talk another time. You say you got to go. Thank you very much for sharing that. Thank you very much, right? Yeah, so the sale of their house is going to fund life for a while, right? Anybody want to share what we have access to? Also, Genesis 1:11 says the money from selling my house, right? So Black excellence, as much as it ruined lives and sent Black women to an early grave, one thing it did do is it got us in on the real estate market, right? Telling black women they had to buy a home and then buy a bigger home. One thing it did do is get y'all a little money, a little cash, a little investment, right? A little extra something. Martisha Childs, $200 per month cash flow from a long-term rental. All right. Okay, write that down, right? Some of you have something that is money. You're just not counting it yet, right? All right. I'm scrolling. New Eureka for you. I'm working on accumulating annual leave over 330 hours so I can quit later on this year. Okay. Thank you. Stop, stop. No. You know the word no. You don't know the word stop. 330. I got to do the math. Leilani, no. 330 hours. Let's say 330. So that's like 8 weeks. Okay, right? 8 weeks of leave, 330 hours at the moment, so I can quit later on this year in public service. Yes, all right. When I quit my job, I got surprise money. I didn't really understand the hospital that I worked for is the first place I'd ever worked that did whatever they did. It must have been sick leave that I actually could cash out when I left, and I didn't realize that. So I got an extra, basically like an extra paycheck when I left my job because I had some sick leave. I didn't have any vacation time. I had very little vacation time, but I did have some sick leave. This is Anne Marie. Anne Marie is bald girl, will travel, but she has a new YouTube channel called The Anti-HR HR Lady. Anne Marie says, so many of you are working in discriminatory, hostile work environments and you don't even realize it. That could give you the seed money you need to restart your life. Anne Marie told us last week that she's cashed out from, I think she said 3 jobs. I said 2, and she said, no, 3, right? Cashed out from 3 jobs, 3 hostile work environments where she was discriminated against based on being a member of a protected class, right? Being a black woman, whatever, right? And then was you need to watch the video from last week, but what we need is some discrimination and we need some retaliation, right? Once that job retaliates, that's cash register ringing, right? Once the job retaliates against you for bringing something up, right? Cha-ching. Cha-ching. I haven't linked to the video in the description yet, but I'm gonna do that. Let me get the link here now. Some of you, seriously, leave this video and go watch that video, okay? I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Leave that hostile workplace, okay? There are laws in place to protect us, right? And when a job a person on the job breaks the law, Monty, okay? There's Monty. And so I've linked to that video. Seriously, you can leave this video right now and go watch it, okay? That video is going to make somebody the money they need. That video, plus they have a master class coming up, which I will also link to in the description of this video. But if you go over there, you'll see it. They have a master class coming up, right? To get you your coins, get you out of the job, healed from the hostile environment with money in your pocket. Okay? Okay. Ladybug 77, last week's session was fire. Yes, that was awesome session. Awesome live. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Anne-Marie. Thank you, Kimani. Kimani's probably not here because she's here on the West Coast with me. Child, it's 7:25. Okay, it's early. I know I look good, but I'm tired, okay? It's early in the morning, okay? It's early, all right? So Anne-Marie is a person who has used that to fund her new life. She's cashed out of those jobs, period. And now she lives in Mexico, and those jobs are what's funding her new life, okay? All right, so that's another thing, another way that we're doing things. This is Africa. I have hefty savings. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, right? You saved the money for yourself to use. Use the money, okay? You saved the money so you could use it. Use the money, all right? Jen Wigg says she sent last week's video to all her friends and sisters. I'm telling you, black women, okay? Get your reparations. That's not reparations, but it is money they owe you, right? If you're going to break the law as an employer, you owe me. Pay up. Auntie Lou, I get SSD, all right? I get Social Security because I started working at 14. It's a little larger than average. Okay, girl. I'm moving abroad this year and my bills will be reduced significantly and I can always bring in more income. Okay? So she's covering the three different subjects we're going to cover today. How much is coming in? How much is going out, right? By moving abroad. She's going to Mexico. I think Auntie Lou's going to Mexico. By moving abroad, she's reducing how much is going out so that she can maximize her money. And always, number 3 point, remembering that this is not the end of making money, right? You don't lose all your skills and abilities just because you quit a job. It's not the end of you making money. All right? Covering all three bases. I'm scrolling. Sana, I recently got money that was unclaimed in another state I lived in 2 years ago. It was $756 as a deposit for an event canceled due to COVID. Okay, I know about those unclaimed money websites. I don't know enough about them to tell you where to go, but I know that they exist. But I'm surprised that it was money for an event canceled due to COVID. Like, how would they be able? I always assumed it was like your employer's, like me, your final, um, your some, what is it called? What did I just say? Call it sick time. Your employer forgot to pay you for, or like a rebate on your property taxes or something. I'm surprised it was something like an event. I'm surprised by that. So that means some more people should check these out. Anyone tell us how to find those sites? Do we just Google unclaimed money and your state or your states that you've lived in? I don't know the answer. I have a Patreon community, right? And they get together and do co-working sessions. And in a co-working session that I attended, I don't attend very often, but I attended a co-working session. And I think it was Reba, was like, oh, no, I don't remember who it was like, go, y'all, check out your state. And most of the women in the co-working community found some unclaimed money for themselves. And somebody found some money for her family members, like my sister, my mom, right? I found all this unclaimed money. Get your money, okay? Get your money. Okay. Thank you, Sana. All right. That adds up. Money adds up. Okay? Money adds up. Pray, travel, eat, repeat. $4,200 between my VA, right? I have a disabled child who draws his dad's VA and Social Security. We lived in 3 countries last year. LOL. We're free! Exclamation point. Okay? So between being a veteran and getting Social Security for one of your children, y'all are out here living. Okay? My VA money is not going to take me very far. Like I said, $150 from the VA is what I get. So right now, right? But this is a way, right? We're going to access the money. How much money do you have access to? Okay? Serious question. How much money do you have access to? Okay, Marcia? Benefits, military income, disability income, earned income. If you have money access to give benefits. Yeah, right? So how much money do you have access to? Nubianette, I have 600 hours of vacation time. I don't, I mean, so either they give you a very hefty amount of vacation time or you're just not using it. I don't like that. I understand using it for a purpose, but you don't rack up 600 hours of vacation time in a year. Right? Or do you? Am I just not hip on things because I haven't had a job in a long time? 600 hours divided by 40, 15 weeks of vacation time. That's years of untaken vacation. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, so I'm glad that that is in the bank for you, right? That's money. It's tied. It's going to be money in the bank. But I also don't like that. I don't like not taking vacation. We need it. Leslie, 600 out, $500 per month from trade lines. I don't know what trade lines are. Did you tell us? Let me see. No. What is that, Leslie? Is that something we should know about? I'm in California. I'm in the desert. I'm dried out, okay? It's hot, it's humid, I'm dried out. So this is what we should be searching. Inunity says search unclaimed state and federal funds and put in your state, and you'll find the websites. I think that's what you're saying. Denise Nicole, I'm a compulsive saver. So I keep 2 years of living expenses in my account. Currently on my second career break. Resigned April 15th. You can always get another job. You can always get another job. You can always get another job. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah, some of you have the money saved. You just have to use it. So Denise, was it a difficult the first time? I'm assuming the second time it gets easier and easier to use the money. But since you're a compulsive saver, was it easy for you to use the money the first time? I think that's a problem. I had that problem back in the day too. Not for my career break, but just like for other things. If I had a savings account and something went wrong, I'd feel bad about using the money. Adelia just talked about this week too. Adelia, Picky Girl Travels the World, has a video on savings, getting your oh shit money together. Like, I need an emergency fund, right? So I used to have, I usually kept some kind of savings, even if it wasn't hefty, some sort of savings. And then I would feel so bad when I had to use it because I loved seeing the number, right? Forgetting that that's money I saved to use for this exact purpose, right? Like, I need new tires. It's time to pull that money out of the bank, right? And I used to feel so bad about it. So, Denise, did you have any struggle the first time actually taking the career break and using the money? Or were you like, this is what I saved it for, I'm going to use it? Nubinette says, don't worry, she does use her vacation time. Okay. She saved it for a year to take 2 months off. Okay. But then COVID ruined her plan. Oh, my job reduced our pay and put it to PTO. Oh, okay. So you are getting a lot of PTO because they reduced your pay. Okay, okay, good. I'm glad to hear that you're not taking vacation. I don't want people to not take vacation. Right? That's not part of the plan. We still need breaks even when we're planning for our bigger break. We need vacations. Good morning, Ami. I saw a video of you somewhere in the world. I hope you're doing amazing. I hope things are good for you. Somewhere. I can't remember where you are now. Where are you? Right? Yeah, so mindset. A couple of the things that we're talking about today are strictly mindset, right? Strictly mindset. But seriously, we're talking about the money. Where is the money coming from? Okay, so what money do you have access to? Was the question. And women in the chat have been sharing what money they have access to, right? It's savings, it's vacation and PTO time at work, it's disability money and VA money and pension money and Social Security, right? Nobody's talking, and how selling your home. We had the first two replies were I sold my home. That's where the money is coming from, right? What money do you have access to? Okay? Seriously. I'm still scrolling. Sibongle says she's stacking up her leave so she can retire early next year. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm sorry that I said don't stack your leave. I just mean you have to use some of it. That's all I mean. Okay. AT&T sent LLO $115 10 years ago. Was that in the unclaimed money thing or they just sent it to you directly? Yeah, like get your money. Okay. Okay, so Seasoned Sophisticate says there are people out there who says that they will find your unclaimed money for you. Don't use them. It's easy. Do it yourself. Okay, thank you. Good warning. Yeah, just do it yourself. The women in the Patreon community, they just did it themselves. Yeah, did it themselves. Got their money. Okay, so unclaimed state and unclaimed federal funds. Just search unclaimed funds in your state or unclaimed federal funds. All right. Trinkets. Okay, finally. All right, we're finally getting someone who's talking about the money coming from something that they do. So, like more an income, another stream of income, another income source. Trinkets by Tisha. I make jewelry. I make about $200 a month, plus her normal weekly pay from her job, I think is what you're saying. Yeah, right? You have a skill set that is worth some money. I'm not on team turn your hobbies into income, right? Keep your hobbies for fun, right? But is there a thing that you can do for money that can fund you while you leave this job? A thing that you enjoy doing more than the job, especially when so many of y'all's jobs are toxic or hostile or raggedy. Is there a thing that you can do to make money that is not your job? Okay, I just told you $4,400 is was my 2022 average YouTube payout. $2,200 per month was my average YouTube ad revenue payout. That's how much I got from my YouTube channel, right? Because I love to talk. I love to talk. YouTube pays me to talk, right? Is there a thing that you do that makes money, right? You don't have to have a job to have money. You don't have to have a job to have income. I divide this up by job and income because to me, a job is a thing that dictates that dictates what you do with your time and your location. Well, not all jobs care about your location, but most of our jobs, right? Tell us where we need to be, when we need to be there, and how much work we need to do, how many hours we need to focus on work, right? But there are other ways to make money that don't dictate where you can be in the world, that don't dictate what you do with your time, that don't dictate your hours, the hours that you need to be focused on. To me, that's the difference between a job and work, like a job and income. I have work, I do work, I work, but I don't have a job, right? So I'm free to be in Palm Springs to house sit. I'm not in Palm Springs, I'm in Palm Desert. I'm free to be in Palm Desert to house sit. I was free to go to Morocco and meet up with y'all, right? Okay, I was waiting. Thank you very much. Trinkets by Tisha. Thank you very much, right? 1999, Eternal. I custom design shoes. Wow. Shoes seem so hard. I'm so impressed by that. That's amazing, right? So what do you do that brings you money without you having to have a job? The third thing on the mindset piece, right? So we talked about some mindset things. Separating or getting to know you as a non-worker, number one. Number two, understanding that just because you don't have a job now doesn't mean you're never going to go back to work. You can go back and get another job if you need to. You don't need enough money to last for the rest of your life. You need enough money to last you for this break, right? Mindset. The number three mindset thing, you free yourself from a job, even if you still need to make money. That wasn't very eloquent, but you know what I'm saying. You can make money without a job. Okay, and again, I distinguish job. To me, a job is in charge of where you can be and what you do with your time, right? That's when you know you have a job. If they're telling you where you can be or what hours you need to work, that's a job. There are more distinguishing factors than that. But a lot of us make money without a job. We make income without having a job, okay? April Dean Hunter, I helped a friend pack up their home to move. She gave me a lot of stuff she didn't want. Sold a lot of it made over $1,200. Congratulations. Far as I know, for a house sitter, $1,200 is like 3-4 months of food, right? Yeah, 3 months of food. Well, it depends. 3 months of grocery shopping, I'll say. Right? Maybe that's an exaggeration now, because eggs, let me tell y'all what I just did. I had Instacart bring me some groceries. I got to this house sit, and I don't have a car, right? Katrina dropped me off. Hey, Katrina. And I don't have a car, so I called Instacart, or, didn't, Instacart on the phone. Had my groceries delivered, ordered the expensive eggs because I'm like that, okay? I want my eggs from free range chickens. I want my chickens to be enjoying their lives, okay? I want eggs from happy chickens that enjoy their life. I eat a lot of eggs, and I feel like I need that. I need the good ones. I paid, I think, $7.48 for a dozen eggs. I used precisely 2 eggs, and then I left the eggs out on the counter because I am so Mexico, so Costa Rica, I forgot I was back in the United States where you have to refrigerate your eggs. I blew $8. Oh, it was so discouraging. I'm so upset. I'm still upset. I haven't replaced them. I'm like, whatever, Stephanie. Your punishment is you will now eat oatmeal for breakfast every day. Okay? That's my punishment. Because in the rest of the world, pretty much the United States is the only place I've been where we refrigerate the eggs, right? In the rest of the world, they don't refrigerate eggs. It's something about something. Okay, I don't know. Something about the membrane and the washing of the eggs. Uh, okay, let me get back on track. All right, money without a job. That is freeing. Okay, so some of you don't need to make more income because the house sale was enough. Y'all gonna live, okay? But for some of us, we don't have that. We still need to make some money, but we want to free ourselves from our job. Money without a job. I mean that. The eggs look so different. Eggs. My mom and my sister, aunt, cousin, friend Carmen came to Mexico, and Carmen cracked. I bought, in Mexico you just go to the lady, you buy some eggs, right? And Carmen cracked the egg, and she was like, "These are really, really bright." And she said it as if there was something wrong. I'm like, Carmen, girl, welcome to free range eggs, all right? Free range chickens. The yolk is so vibrant compared to not free range, where the yolk is like very sad, barely yellow, just beige eggs. I want the good ones. I eat so many eggs, I feel like it would affect me. You know what I mean? Maybe if I only ate eggs once a month, a couple times a month, it wouldn't matter. But I go through a dozen eggs in a week, right? So I want the good ones, right? I'm fueled on eggs and chicken. Fueled by chicken sandwiches and eggs. I want my chickens to be happy chickens. Right? That's what I do. I want the good eggs. That's one of the things we've talked about this before, the things that I spend money on. That's the thing I'm gonna spend extra money on. I'm gonna spend extra money on them at free range, happy chicken eggs. There's a difference. The eggs look different, and there's a different nutritional value. Same with like beef, right? There's a different nutritional value to beef from a cow that's like living. Oh, hold on. Oh, y'all are so chill. Listen, we're such a chill group. Y'all didn't even tell me there was a troll here, but I got him. Yeah. Remember back in the day when y'all used to be like, there's a troll, there's a troll, there's a troll. Now y'all are like, whatever, ignore. Peace. Peace to us. We deserve. Disney girl Tinkerbell. I worked full time in public relations until the end of February when I retired. Congratulations. My side hustle is as TA is now my only gig. My side hustle as TA. I don't need to conquer the world. My side hustle as TA. I'm trying to understand what your side hustle is. Tinkerbell is not TA. I don't get it. Explain. Help us, because somebody else is going to want to do that, right? Help us. Okay, right? Congratulations on retirement. Wonderful. And congratulations on having a thing that brings you money, right? Having a thing that brings you money without a job. It's lovely and I recommend it. Now, so Lauraville says, how do you make extra money when you're on Social Security or long-term disability? Okay, you need to look into that. I don't know. The answer is, I don't know. And if there are restrictions, follow the restrictions if you need to not be put out. Are they going to put you out? I don't know, right? Anissa says, put them in a bowl of water. If they sink, they're good. Okay, because I put them back in the refrigerator. They were out for a full day. A full day. I didn't notice until the next morning when I went to make breakfast. And I was like, I left them right here, where I would always leave them in Mexico, Costa Rica. Where was I? El Salvador, right? Okay, I'll do it. Thank you, Anissa. So I went and put them back in the refrigerator because I couldn't throw them away. It broke my heart. I was like, that's $8. I couldn't do it. I put them in the refrigerator and I just look at them every day and punish myself. You stupid. How could you do that? Okay. All right. Thank you, Anissa. Anissa, thank you, Anissa. This is Africa says, I thought I needed $100,000 to travel across Africa for a year, but after speaking with Rashida, I actually realized I have enough to go. Leaving July 1 with $50,000 for 6 months. Right? $50,000 is a hefty amount of money, right? For some of you, somebody's balking right now. But listen, I want you to live. This is Africa. I want you to live and enjoy it. Spend every dollar. Okay? Spend every dollar. Enjoy yourself, right? Live. You're going to a continent that has some real luxury, baby. Okay? I want you to enjoy it and live. But I want to make sure that everyone understands you don't need $50,000 to travel for 6 months. But if that's what you have and that's what you want to spend it, do it. Do it. It's just money, right? But you don't need that. I want people to understand that. Somebody right now is like saying, okay, to quit my job for a year, I need $50,000. No, right? We're going to talk about some ways that we do things on less in just a minute, or for less money in just a minute. But no, I traveled for a year on $14,000. Now, I stayed in dorm rooms and hostels, right? I slept next to strangers. But there are different things. We're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. Okay? But when you have the money, use it. I'm so serious about that. What's it for? Seriously, what else is it for? What? I don't know if you're aware of this, but we all are going to end up one day on our last day. We're all going to die. Use the money. You worked for the money. Use the money. Maybe you didn't work for the money. I don't care if the money fell from the sky. I don't care if you saw the money you walked in the door and it was just sitting there like, use this, like Alice in Wonderland. I don't care how you got the money. It's yours. Use it. Use it. Lady Sarita, or Lady Senorita. I read this as Lady Senorita, but it might be Sarita. My niece raises chickens. Never would have thought that of her. She embraces life. Yeah, right. Chickens are. It's. I think they're pretty low cost, right? Keeping chickens in your yard is pretty low cost, especially compared to the price of eggs. Hello, friend. She's just watching. You see, she's just watching. What y'all talking about over there? Yeah, right. Okay, New York Kina, travel agent question mark. Are you saying that you are a travel agent? Or are you asking about being a travel agent for money? Emery, a bald girl will travel. In April 2021, I declared myself unemployable. Best thing ever. Unbossed, unbought, in the words of Shirley Chisholm. Yes, right. I also have reached unemployable status, right? Don't nobody want me on their job. They be like, Stephanie, you have to actually come to work. I can't. Okay, I'm in Serbia. Okay, I can't come in right now. Oops. Okay. Relax. Yvette says, I was thinking the same thing about the troll. Relax, sis. I remember the days when the chat used to be like, oh my gosh, troll, troll, troll. Now y'all like, that's peace. I love that for us. That's peace of mind, right? You can't bother me. Yes. Oh no, 1000. People are stressed from unclean eating. So I still, okay, so on here I talked about having the toddler diet. I eat like a child, okay? I eat a lot of chicken sandwiches, a lot of French fries, and I talked about fixing that this year. I'll go for a couple of days and then I'm back on it. So I contacted a coach I contacted a coach a little while ago before Morocco. I contacted a coach, but she was hosting a thing. She was out living her life. So she just hollered back at me. So I'm about to get my stuff together, y'all. Okay? I'm about to take the food that nourishes me and make sure that it's actually doing its job. How come y'all are writing teacher's assistant? What am I missing? What am I missing? I must have asked you a question. I don't remember asking you a question that teacher's assistant was the answer to. But maybe somebody in the chat. I think maybe you're talking to somebody else. I'm just going to keep scrolling. Okay? Toyshia Johnson taking a sabbatical next year, working on an endorsement to retire in 5. Endorsement? To retire in 5. Okay. Saved money and my husband will help. Looking to spend time in Mexico in the fall. Wonderful. Okay, so let's move on to, so how have we done talking about, oh, teacher's aide or travel agent. I'm going to guess she's a travel agent. Did you answer us, Disney girl? Tinkerbell? Let's see. Travel agent. Okay. Thanks, friends. I forgot about that. Yes, I was like, what's a TA? Travel agent. Okay? So she said she retired in February, side hustle as a travel agent. Okay? That's enough. I'm good. Okay? Social Security, 23,000 per year. That's how I'm doing the travel agent gig. All right. Right? Enough. We don't have to be pedal to the metal, right? We don't have to be working hard. Nobody needs to work hard, right? We can do what we need to do to make what we need and then enjoy the rest of our day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Teresa, who is sabbatical life, I started my own. Okay, so another thing I need to work on this year is not shouting out people's government names when they use an alias on the internet. I don't know. I can't. Once I know your name, I'll be like, both names. I'm gonna say both names. Okay, thank you. They want me to know that there's a bird outside. I started my own business after I returned from sabbatical. I can't see going back to corporate America. Okay, so even though I did say quit your job and you can go back to another job, okay, I'm gonna let you in on a very important secret. You might not want to go back to jobs, okay? After you have that freedom and that free time, and just time to think and some clarity, some perspective, you may very well not want to go back to a job. You may want to start making money without a job. That's pretty much the pipeline. It's like I go from vacations to, oh, I like Vacation Me a lot. Roshni talked about how much she loves Vacation Roshni. I like Vacation Me a lot. Let's try to get, oh, so let's take a sabbatical so I can see what that's like, right? So we go from taking vacations to taking sabbaticals to usually, yes, you know what? I don't want a boss, okay? I'm the boss now of my time. Let me figure out a way to make money that doesn't require me to report to a job, okay? There's a lot of different ways, like we've said. Some of you have a skill and you make things for money. Some of you invest and that money makes you enough money, a variety of things. I don't know, have we had a good variety in the chat today? Maybe. Okay, I was so confused. I was like, why do y'all keep saying teacher's assistant? Black, flourishing, and free. I've retired from working hard. Let me tell y'all, hard work does not equal more money. Hard work does not equal more money. There's no correlation between how hard you work and how much money you make. It's like that on your own job, right? It's like that everywhere. As in your job, so in the whole rest of the world. Hard work does not equal more money. So if you're working hard because you think it's going to lead you to more money, look around. Like, seriously? Do you have any indication that that's true? No. Okay, so quit working hard. Quit working hard. Do what you need to do to get what you need to get, and then call it quits. That's it, right? Multifaceted Shay, Stephanie, when we really wrap our program minds to move and be different. So there's a lot, I talk about reprogramming my mind, right? There's a lot of reprogramming we have to do as Black women, as people in the United States, as Gen X people. A lot of us are here are Gen X or young baby boomers or older millennials. There's a lot of unlearning, as the lady calls it, right? There's a lot of unlearning. There's a lot of reprogramming. We do need to reprogram our minds. That's why two of the main steps are mindset approaches, right? You have to change your mind. We don't want to be conformed to this world. We want to transform, and we transform by changing our minds. And so I do a lot of mindset things, right? One of the earliest mindset shifts I made was not correlating hard work and more money. When I used to see, I think I saw it in the coaching world more than I saw it in my real life, right? I saw it in the coaching, as a coach, I saw a lot of women coming in and talking about they need to make more money, so they think they need to work more and work harder. No, sometimes you just need to charge more for what you're already doing, right? Like, seriously, you can do the same amount of work and make more money if you just charge more. And it was so hard for some women to do it. It's still, right? It's so hard for them to do it. They're like, no, if I want to make more money, I need to work more and work harder. Maybe not. Maybe not, right? Maybe you just need a different strategy, right? So mindset is the thing that we're talking about primarily. So yeah, we're talking about the math problem of money in versus money out, but mostly we're talking about the mindset. Are you a person aside from your work? Do you know the non-worker version of you? If not, that is a reason for you to quit your job. How many more years do you just want to be the worker version of you and not the full you? I don't know how many years you have left, but some of the great years, our middle age is a great time for me. Middle age has been really good to me. Y'all know I'm getting used to using the term middle age to describe myself. I'm 48 and six, no, I'm not. I'm 48 and 10 twelfths, 48 and 11 twelfths. And I'm finally trying to come to terms with being called middle age. But middle age is a wonderful time. And so I'm glad to have a lot of free time as a middle-aged person, right? I recommend it. How much of your time do you want to dedicate to work? And how much of your time do you want to dedicate to you? You. And just like joy and the things that you like to do. If you don't have enough time to dedicate to those things, work's got to go. Work's got to go. You can go back to it later. Okay? I'm so serious. All right? So the mindset things, who are you outside of work? Who is the non-worker version of you? How do you separate the idea of income from work? How do you make income? How do you make money without a job? And the other mindset thing that we've talked about is understanding that just because you leave work now doesn't mean you need to have a plan on how you're going to make enough money to live the rest of your life. You can go back to work. Go back. You can get another job. You can start buying lottery tickets or or hustling men for money. I don't care. There's other ways to make money aside from a job. Yeah. 2010, KH, my poor daughter works hard and 2.5 jobs, but still needs a roommate to make ends meet. The rent is too damn high. Okay, so let's talk about a way that people are lowering their expenses. We talked about the math problem of how much money are you making and how much money are you spending. So let's talk about ways that we are lowering our expenses. Anyone want to share here a way or some ways that you are lowering your expenses so the money you do have access to goes further? Surprise, I'm a house sitter, right? I don't pay for accommodation. I'm not paying, I'm in Palm Springs, I'm not paying for it. I'm here, I got here, well, I got to Joshua Tree and I paid for that, all right? I paid for that Airbnb. But I left that Airbnb on Sunday and I'm booked through until June 26th. Is that a full month? More than a month. That's more than a month, right? Well, I don't have to pay for accommodation. I don't know how, a month, 6 weeks, 5 weeks, right? For this stretch, right? I'm still looking for a house sit for the 26th to the 5th, and I'm looking for a house sit from 8th through 20th or something like that, right? So hopefully it'll be 3 months in Palm Springs, and I'll only pay for accommodation for that little bit of time that I'm doing my birthday. I'm going to a nice hotel for my birthday, right? So how are we lowering our expenses? I went for a full year house sitting I went from Mexico to San Francisco to London to Amsterdam. And that was a full 11 months. It was a full 11 months of me house sitting and not paying for accommodation, right? No lease, no rent, no mortgage, no roommate, right? Not paying for accommodation. Pet sitting, right? So what are the ways that some of you are lowering your expenses so that what you do have access to is enough? Okay, Kim, I moved to Mexico. Boom. Okay. Kim is in Querétaro. She lived, well, Kim is from the New York City area, but I don't remember. Every time I talked to her, it was a different city. Because I met her in D.C., but she wasn't living in D.C. She was visiting family in the South. I don't remember. I think Kim may have lived in Atlanta. I don't know. Kim lived in New York or Atlanta or DC. Okay. Moved to Mexico. Boom. Lowered her expenses. I've interviewed Kim here on this channel on a video about being a hairdresser on a cruise ship. And we talked a little bit about money in that video. I don't know how quickly I can find it. Hairstylist. Hairstylist. The Life of a Cruise Ship Hairstylist is the name of the video. All right, so we talked to Kim about her life as a cruise ship hairstylist. I think there have been some changes, so I don't know if Kim is still a cruise ship hairstylist, Kim, but I do know Kim lives in Mexico. Okay, that's where one of the places where I saw her in the real life, in real life, right? Nirel, I have 3 house sits running almost consecutively through July, right? So now Nirel is on sabbatical. I've talked to Nirel on this channel recently too. Nirel's video is about doubt or something about doubt. She quit career break strategy and self-doubt with becoming Nirel. Okay, she quit, exclamation point. Career break strategy and self-doubt. All right. So Nirel is on a career break. She didn't need to find all of the money to live. So she didn't need all of the money to support herself fully on career break because she knew that she was going to house sit. She's going to teach English online. So she didn't have to go into it with all of the cash right there. She knew that she was going to make money as she went, and she was going to save money or like not have expenses, certain expenses, because she's house sitting, pet sitting. Okay? Okay. Thanks, Nirel. And hey, right? Shauna, I save money by staying home. Leaving the house is expensive. I remember when it used to cost $40 to leave the house. Now it's closer to $80, $100 to leave the house. Remember when it used to be like $40? Like, man, I don't want to go out. Every time I leave the house, it's $40. I don't care where I go. Every time I leave the house, it's $40. Uh, Excuse me? It's now $80 or $100 to leave the house. Are y'all aware of this? So yeah, being a homebody really has been helpful to me. It's been wonderful to me. Nicole LaShawn visited Querétaro just this week. All right, good. Enjoyed visiting. She didn't say she visited. She said she enjoyed visiting Querétaro this week. Querétaro has a thr thriving, booming population of Black women. From the Exodus Summit, quite a few of them are from the Exodus Summit community who are living in Querétaro, Mexico, living their lives, enjoying things. Querétaro is a town that looks like Querétaro. Parts of Querétaro could be anywhere in the world, right? The mall is humongous. I mean, humongous, right? They have HEB grocery store, right? But then you go around the corner and there's a kid riding a horse to school, right? Querétaro is a mix. It's a mix of any city and very, very Mexico. This is so very Mexico. And it's right next door to San Miguel de Allende, another very, very Mexico town, like one of the most beautiful towns in Mexico. Querétaro is a really nice choice for people. Decent cost of living still, and access to the conveniences that you want, including the international airport to get you back into the U.S. easily, HEB grocery store, right? But also, it's Mexico. It's very Mexico at the same time. No, being that, I'll probably end up moving in with my sister. Yes, she's Airbnb-ing a portion of her house. I could save almost $1,000 per month. I currently live downtown, which I enjoy, but homeless situation is horrible. We don't do enough golden girling, in my opinion, right? There's not enough golden girling here. Living with family, living with friends. Why does everyone have to pay their own electric bill? Why is everyone paying an electric bill? Can we split it? Why is everyone paying rent? Can we split it? This is not, none of these solutions are for everyone, but some of these solutions are great for some of y'all. I looked at a house in Costa Rica on the internet, not in person, on the internet. I looked at a house in Costa Rica and I was like, this is perfect for some golden girls because of course every bedroom had its own bathroom, but it also had two separate dens, like living spaces. In Costa Rica, it's kind of common to have the downstairs living area and an upstairs living area, right? And the houses there do that. Even the house that I rented had that. And so y'all could even set up your own living spaces, right? You share the kitchen, but you wouldn't really have to share too much else. You share the kitchen, you share the porch, the backyard, the deck, right? But you could have separate living spaces and your own bedroom and bathroom. We're not doing enough golden girling, in my opinion. Even if it's for a while, even if it's just for a little while, for the sabbatical, right? Even if it's just for the sabbatical, right? Uh, do it. Do it. Get you a space. I think golden girling works well when you have outdoor space as well, right? As a loner, I would like to do it if I have outdoor space and a separate living space and an outdoor space where, I can be by myself out in nature, right? Yes, Jay, I rent a room and it suits me just fine. Yes. How much space do you need? That's the thing that a lot of people have come to realize, especially in the decluttering era. How much space do I actually need? A lot of this space is really just room for things. It's not room for me to use and live. It's just a room to put things. It's just a space to hold things, right? And when you start to break away from the things, you don't need as much space. I've been very comfortable in my I call it my parents' attic, and my mom gets so upset. It's not an attic, it's just upstairs. But I think it's funny. I accidentally said attic one time. I don't even remember saying it. And ever since then, I just say attic because it upsets her. It's not an attic, it's just upstairs. You're upstairs. Their bedroom is downstairs, right? They have two bedrooms upstairs. There's a table with a pool table, a room with a pool table, Jack and Jill bathroom, right? But that bedroom alone, I mean, is plenty of space. I sleep in that room. I eat in that room. And I do work in that room, right? There's enough room for office things, a desk. Office is just a desk and chair. I do YouTube things in that room. How much space do we actually need? I think a lot of us have come to that understanding when we've started doing some decluttering and packing of things and putting away of things. And then you look around and you're like, all this space is just for the stuff. All this space is just to hold the stuff. Like this house, they're retirees and they're in a retirement community. And it's not a humongous house, right? I'm stationed on the kitchen island, right? And the refrigerator and the stove and stuff are back there. It's not a humongous house, but even in this house, which is not huge, a lot of the space is just to hold things, right? It's not for them to actually use. A lot of the counter space is just to put the counter stuff, to display things. We got to display the vases. This is not right, and this is every house. I'm not saying this because they're doing something wrong. I'm saying this is how our homes just are. A lot of the space is space for things. How much space do I actually need? For me, I already know it's not a lot. I told you I stayed in dorm rooms a lot during my sabbatical. All I need is a bed, a little cubby. I sleep with things in the bed with me. I always have slept with stuff in the bed with me. It's just a thing that I do. No matter how small the bed is, there's something in the bed with me. Clothes, notebooks. Usually it's notebooks and pens and stuff. And then I roll over on the pen and I got ink all over myself and ink all over my sheets, right? Stuff in the bed with me. And it turns out all I need is like an extra long twin with some curtains around it, which is what a lot of dorm rooms and hostels look like, right? Extra long twin or some sort of, or sometimes they make the bed themselves. It's just like a weird shape. And then they put a curtain all the way around it. I mean, I'm in heaven. Give me a cubby. Give me a cubby. That's enough space for me for now, right? So, okay, but we're talking about how we are lowering our expenses so that we can quit our jobs for however long a period of time. 3 months, 3 years, however long. 30 years. Boykin, my utilities are so expensive in addition to mortgage payment. Really has me thinking about home ownership. Have to get over fear, realize I don't need much space. Yes, right? I really resented having to pay for utilities in my house. For me, the mortgage made sense. When I was a homeowner, the mortgage made sense, but the utilities really made me mad. Like, this is stupid. It made me mad. This is stupid. I lived in a row house in Wilmington, and for a while, until I got the insulation, until my dad came in and did some insulation work for me, my electric bill in the wintertime could be $350, right? I'm like, this is stupid. I hate this. Really made me mad. And then my water bill was always pretty small, but it was like unusual. It was like it came in an unusual way. I don't remember what the problem was with the water bill, but I was always like, why are they always threatening to shut off my water? Like, where is the bill? It was I don't remember. It was a strange thing. My utilities really just made me mad. And then for a while, I was getting two phone bills. I had a landline, right? I moved into that house in probably 2008 or so. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. I was getting two phone bills. Couldn't figure that out. Utilities really just set me off. I hated them. I hated utilities. The mortgage made sense. I understand the mortgage. But the utilities? Hated it. Release your life. I only have one bathroom, need to rent my second bedroom. What would make that okay for a renter? I have done short-term stays in places where I was sharing a bathroom, right? For me, I just needed, well, I guess it's probably not going to be short-term for you. So maybe just like someone you know, it may be easier. Okay, so back in the day when I first moved into the last house I owned, I had a roommate and we shared a bathroom. And I knew him, so it made sense. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking the answer through. So maybe someone you know, not doesn't have to be a friend. May be best if it's not a friend, but at least someone you know in some way. I knew him from church. As a short-term rental person, I don't mind. I used to, before COVID, I didn't mind sharing a bathroom in the short-term rental space, long as it had lots of reviews that said it was clean. I don't care. I'm gonna carry my little my toiletry bag in. I'm gonna take my toiletry bag out. Really, just people want to know that it's clean. If you've never had a renter before, how do you tell people that it's clean? I guess lots of pictures. I don't know if this is helpful. Maybe someone else has a more helpful. I have to, I have to talk things through to figure out the answers to some questions. My answers are, how clean is it? Do I know this person enough to want to share, to be okay sharing the bathroom with them? Ah, my bed vibrations life. Hi, Lisa. I just said I was going to stop saying people's government names. I can't do it. I can't. Forget it. I can't do it. My bedroom is off the screen porch. Yes, Lisa lives with her sister. No, you don't. You live with. Now I'm confused. I don't remember if you live with your sister or you just go over to help your sister. My bedroom is off the screen porch, and she never used it, so I have a whole indoor-outdoor living space. I think that having outdoor space when you're sharing living quarters, I think that makes a big difference, right? I think that makes a big difference. I think more of us, it's like everything else, Shauna. I think, Shauna says, I agree, not enough of us are willing to share living space. I think we just need to see it done well. We just need to see it done successfully. This is why we share. We share our stories. When you see other people doing it, you're like, oh, okay. Some of it is just shame. In the United States, there's a lot of shaming of people for not having their own home. Even when those people are 18 years old. People on the internet talking about, oh, you're 22 and you still live with your parents? Child, please. I will live with my parents at 52. Okay. I'm moving to Costa Rica to adopt children. But believe me when I tell you, when I go back to Delaware to visit, I'm living with my parents. Okay. They got the space. Why would I pay for a whole separate place? I already told you how much I hate paying utilities. Why would I do that? Some of it is like a stigma against it in the United States. That's stupid. It's just stupid. It just came out of the U.S. Like we're fueled, the U.S. economy is largely, not largely, but in part fueled on debt. People need to be in debt for things to work, right? And so one of the ways that we keep people in debt is we tell them at 18, get out, get your own place, and stay in your own place by yourself until the day you die. So, as we see more people doing things a different way, the stigma, the shame disappears, vanishes, and we get to just live in a way that suits us. I recommend that. I recommend living in a way that suits you. Some things are worth trying out, right? And sometimes just because it didn't work that time doesn't mean it's a no-go. It just means maybe that was a bad situation. My renter, one time I woke up to go to work and the bathroom sink was running. He got up in a hurry, went into the bathroom, did whatever he had to do, left the bathroom and left the water on in the sink. I was like, men, right? How absent-minded are men? Just because but that didn't mean that was the end of the situation, right? Men, they get to be absent-minded in their lives because women will go behind them and turn the water off in the sink. But just because that didn't work out just because it may not work out with that in that situation doesn't mean that is a solution that is not going to work, is what I'm saying, right? I had two roommates at two different times in my life, before and after I joined the Army, in two different towns in Delaware. And those roommates are now friends. I didn't connect them. I didn't introduce them. I feel funny about, I feel like Rashida does. I see them on Facebook being friends. I'm like, how do y'all know each other? Right? I didn't introduce y'all. I roomed with one when I was in college. I roomed with the other in after the Army when I went back home and bought that house. How do y'all know each other? Why are y'all friends? Having fun without me. I don't like it. Also, nice. I'm glad that you found a person. I'm glad you found a person in the world who could be your friend. Latina Yogi, I live with my adult son, 4,000 square foot house. We save money, plenty of space, live our own lives. Right. Okay. So I said Golden Girls situation, but the Golden Girls were very intertwined in their lives. Okay. It doesn't have to be that type of situation. It could be we live our own lives in one space. You know what I mean? We share a house, but you don't, it doesn't, somebody got scared off when I said the Golden Girls situation because the Golden Girls, they weren't just roommates. They were friends. Their whole lives revolved around, they did things together. But it could just be we share a space. But Latino Yogi, so your son, so I'm sure there's like, he's still your son, okay? Our work schedules are totally opposite. We're alone during the week and hang out on the weekend. Okay, right? I'm so glad that more people are finding this solution and destigmatizing it, right? I interviewed Mama Lynn here on the channel. Mama Lynn lives in New Mexico on a like kind of like a commune, but not a commune, but on like an intentional living community, which is like a commune, but where they don't hold on to your money. Communes, my understanding is the difference is that communes, you give them your money and they're in charge of, right, of spreading the money around. She lives in an intentional, there's water in the dish. Oh, breakfast time. It's 8:30. Okay, give me a few minutes. Okay, it's breakfast time for the dogs. And her son lives with her on the intentional living community. Her adult son lives with her. There was a time before the pandemic when people would have been like, oh my gosh, he's a grown man. He still lives with his mother. I think the pandemic has changed a lot and has given people permission to open their minds a little bit and realize, like, yes, we're supposed to live in community with each other. We're supposed to live in community with each other. We're not supposed to live really isolated bubble lives. We're supposed to be interconnected. So I love to see it. As a woman who lives with my parents, I love to see it. I don't know that I ever would have felt shame. My dream has always been to live with my parents. Like, not kidding. I've always wanted to live with my mom and dad. We even joked about it one time. And yeah, that's always been my dream. I only owned homes because my dad made me. My dad made me move out. He's like, you have to do it. And then next thing you know, I'm coming back with my stuff. I live here again. I've never needed my own space. I tell you, I hate paying utilities. I hate it. I'm gonna feed you. I promise. I'm a good pet sitter. I know. I'm a good house sitter. Okay, I'm gonna feed the dogs. Okay, Diamond. That's how I'm set up. And I get to be around my parents. Yeah, like the added bonus is I get to know my parents as actual people, which I didn't. I didn't know them. I didn't know them as actual people, and they didn't know me. But now I get to know them. And they're hilarious. I don't want to talk about them. I don't want to talk about my mom and dad right now. I don't want to talk about them because they're hilarious. I'm like, what's happening here? What is happening? Yes, right? The added bonus, you get to form a different type of relationship with people, with your parents, with your children, with your whatever, your siblings. Okay, so I really do need to close things out, but I don't know that we covered. Did we cover? Did we cover what I committed to covering in this video? Okay, how to quit your job in 2023. mindset wise, you need to get in touch with you, not worker you. You who has the priority of yourself, the version of you where you're the priority and not the job, where you dictate what you do and not the job. You dictate where you go and how you spend your time and whatever, right? The ways that we address quitting our job in 2023 is we understand that leaving a job doesn't mean we're never going to make another dollar for the rest of our lives. So we don't need to figure out money forever. We need money for a finite period of time, okay? That money might come from money you already have, right? Money might come from money that you make. Actually, let me just take y'all with me while I feed the dogs. Because another thing that we don't do enough of, okay, I gotta get the dishes. Another thing that we don't think enough about is getting out of a toxic or hostile work environment, but understanding that we're still gonna need to do some work to make money. I do work to make money, right? I host a virtual summit every year. I have this YouTube channel. I do coaching, right? I do work to make money, but I don't have a job. Leaving a job doesn't mean that you don't do things for money. But my life is so much freer. Hold on, I gotta get this. It's gonna take me just a minute. My life is so much freer because I don't have the job, even though I do work. We had a couple of women talk about things that they make for money. So I'd like to see more of that. Not everyone would enjoy entrepreneurship. Not everyone would love running their own business. But we can make money without running a business. There are people who hire people to do work, do things that aren't considered, self-employed type of businesses. We talk a lot about the teaching English online world here. It's called Cambly. Well, the one that I know of, the one that a lot of us here use. It's called Cambly. It's a platform for people who tutor other people online, tutor English online. And it's not great money, $10 or $12 an hour, but it's a way for you to support yourself in part, right? Add to the bucket of money while you leave the job that you hate, right? While you leave the job that's destroying you. Really, is it destroying you? For some of you, I've read the comments, right? I did a couple of videos about toxic workplaces and hostile work environments, and then I read the comments. And I didn't know it was that bad. All right? If it's killing you, if it's breaking your spirit, leave it. Find something that is more relaxing. There is work out there that has less pressure, less stakes. Just like we talked about the shame and stigma. Hold on. I turn my back on y'all for a second. We talk about, I'm sorry. We talk about the shame and stigma around, we just talked about the shame and stigma around like not owning your own home or not having your own place to live. There's also for Black women, shame and stigma around doing a job, doing work that isn't important, that isn't Black excellence. There's shame, there's stigma around doing work that is just regular everyday work. Like I said, I spoke with Monica yesterday. He barks the entire time I make his breakfast. He just does that. He knows I'm about to feed him. Like, you don't have to bark, okay? You don't have to bark. You know what's happening the whole time. They get a combination of dry food, wet food, fresh pet, and shredded cheese. So I have to actually make their breakfast. There is shame. Monica talked about her family being a family of teachers and educators and the shame around her becoming a hairstylist. She became a hairdresser and her family was like, whoa. But you know what? She really enjoyed doing hair. Okay? There is a lot of shame and stigma around taking a job that is just for money. It's just a job. Or taking a job, even if it, or a job that for just enjoyment. The opposite, I guess. Taking a job that's just for enjoyment. Just because you like to do it. But I'll be right back. Okay, let's eat, let's eat. Thank you for your patience. What about you? Then Anna, you have to eat your food. Okay, thank you for your patience. But would you be better off if you quit that stressful and toxic job and you took a job with no stress that just let you go into work and leave work, whether it was 4 hours a day or 8 hours a day or whatever? Would just a different job change everything for you? Easier job, easier work, easier people to deal with. They are feisty. Is he giving me the recipe? High Vibe says he's telling you not to forget the ingredients. Is he giving me the recipe? I'm sorry, I owe an apology. The whole time, I'm like, every day we go through this. You don't have to bark the whole time. You know it's coming, okay? You know it's coming. I'm putting the stuff in the bowl. You see the bowl right in front of me. But would it be better if you just did something easier? Find an easier job. Teachers, nurses, attorneys. Could you just find an easier job? Quit your job, stay out of work as long as you can, and then find something easier. Easier, simpler. A job is a job. All jobs are supposed to be just a means to an end. All jobs are just supposed to be a way to make X amount of money, right? We get caught up in the job being a calling, a mission, your purpose. It's not. It's not. It's just a way for you to make the money. And if you need less money, you need less of a job. More cheese, please. I also have to keep an eye on him because she eats very slow. And when he's done, he'll go eat her food. He's a Pomeranian, but he's the biggest Pomeranian I have ever seen. He looks 100% Pomeranian. I don't know. But he's a huge Pomeranian. He's like big. And she dilly-dallies over her food. Even though she's one of the ones who was like scratching at my legs. She dilly-dallies. You need to go back and eat, Leilani. Go eat your food. And he'll go eat her food. And then they'll be like, "Why is my dog even fatter than when you left when you got here?" Yeah, right. Sibangle, thinking of taking a lower paying position so I can do less. Right? If the job is just a means to an end, and you have done things to lower that end, right? To lower the need on the end, right? We're not paying our own electric bills anymore, right? Maybe you're not paying $8 for eggs. Everybody all right? Right, whatever. We've done what we need to do to lower the cost of living. Then can we take a much easier, much simpler job? So, no, I caught you. Go away. JD, bad dog, bad dog, JD. Right? Can you work a lot fewer hours for a while? Maybe nothing is going to be set in stone. Maybe this isn't your future, right? Your long-term future. But for now, how much pressure can you take off of yourself by just doing something? So quitting your job and doing some easier, simpler job. I I have, even though I'm the one who decided to do that video, I did a couple of different videos on jobs and on toxic jobs and on hostile workplaces. Or not, well, I guess we together decided, even though I agreed to do the videos, still the comments surprised me in the worst way. I mean, the comments are heartbreaking about the situations that we Black women are in our jobs, the treatment that we're receiving, the way it's affecting our health. So this is why we're going to work on a plan for you to quit your job. Okay? That plan may include you going to Mexico and going to a place where things are lower cost, where things cost less, right? Merida, Mexico. I've never interviewed anyone in Merida, but it seems to be a place where it's still decently priced. It's not cheap, cheap, like, things, everything, every place, everywhere, things have gone up. But maybe, is that a piece of the solution? You go someplace where it just costs less. Maybe the solution is you house sit so you don't have to pay for your own accommodation and utilities. I don't pay electric bills anymore. I hate them. Maybe in Mexico. So, and I did a house sit in Mexico, and her electric bill for 3 months was somewhere around $15. She left me $20, the equivalent of 20 US dollars to pay her electric bill. I think it was 2 months. It was a 2-month bill. 2-month electric bill, less than $15 for 2 months. Right? Maybe we go places where things cost us less and we work less. I know I've been all over the place, okay? It's early. We got started super early. I'm on California time, which is the worst time zone. Pacific time is awful. It's the worst. Teresa, I used to define myself by my job. I'm still unlearning. That's that's Black excellence. That's what Black excellence did for Black women, right? Your job is more important. Your job title is the most important thing about you, right? Unlearn it. Free yourself from that. It feels good. It feels really good. I'm sitting here as a house sitter. Okay? I'm sitting here as a house sitter. Like, I don't even get paid for this. I get free accommodation. I don't even get paid to house sit most of the time. I have had paid house sits, but most of the time, right? Through trusted house sitters, I don't get paid. I get free accommodation. I'm telling you, it's nice to do a thing, because you like it, because it lets you live. It's nice to do a thing because it lets you live and not at all be concerned about how other people will interpret that, right? Not at all be concerned with other people's opinion of you based on your job title. A lot of times I don't even tell people I'm a house sitter. I just say I do as little as possible. Because that's the truth. Yeah, Auntie Lou, don't let a prestigious job define you. If it's making you miserable, I learned that lesson. A lot of women are here in that place, right? A lot of women are in that place. But we're moving out. We're getting out, okay? We're freeing ourselves from that. As Monica said, we're re-engineering our lives in profound ways. I wrote that down. I take notes during interviews. Re-engineering our lives in profound ways. And I hope that what we're doing is prioritizing what we want for ourselves. If we don't know what we want for ourselves, right, then just prioritize free time and joy. That's the starting point. If you don't know what you want for yourself, it's okay. Because it changes anyway. It changes. What you want for yourself changes. But I think the starting point is always going to be start with free time. Start with prioritizing free time and prioritizing joy. Everything comes from that. That's where there's only good comes from those things. When the Lord answers prayers, I'm watching the live stream. Amazing. I'm turning in my 2 weeks notice on Tuesday. Wonderful. Hello, Exquisite Coils. Congratulations, right? Let's live our own lives. Let's live our own lives. Global Granny. Hi, Anita. Do what you love doing and be like the Europeans. They work to live. Work is just a means to an end. It's just a means to an end. It's just a way to pay the electric bill, right? It's not who you are. It doesn't determine your value or your worth in society. It shouldn't, or your value and your worth to yourself, or your value and your worth inside of your family. It shouldn't. If it does, quit. Quit. Rebuild yourself. Re-engineer your life. Remember yourself. Alicia Renice. Remember, as in reattach the members of your body. Remember yourself in a way so what you do isn't where you derive your value. Because that is false or it's artificial. It's not real. Your real value is you, not the job title, not the work that you do. Right? It's graduation season. Lots of women, lots of Black women graduating from programs. Congratulations, okay? But you were amazing before. You're valuable without. And a lot of women are seeing graduation posts and thinking about, okay, well, this is how she's getting value. This is how she's getting, not value, this is how she's getting accolades. This is how she's getting acknowledgement. This is how she's being seen. Okay, well, note to self, go to school, get X degree so that I can also be seen. No. I mean, do it if you want, but probably you don't want. You probably really don't want it. What you probably want is to be seen. So instead, move yourself to a place where you're seen. So this is the final part of the puzzle, the final part of how to move abroad in 2023. Get in community with people, right? Or how to quit your job. Now I forgot what the video is about. How to quit your job in 2023. Get in community with people who have de-centered work in their lives. It'll make it easier for you. Get in community with people who don't make work the priority, who don't gain their value from what they do, from their title, right? Get in community with people who don't wake up in the morning so upset that it's another work day, who don't sit in their car and cry, who don't spend half the day in the bathroom. I used to just go and sit in the bathroom at work. That was my quiet place. I didn't have any options. I didn't have many options when I worked at Barclays Bank. I just go sit in the bathroom. Right? Get in community with women who don't have that, who don't have to build in all kind of buffers in their life, right? Get in community with women who are living for themselves, right? It'll make it more normal for you. It'll normalize it in your brain. Reprogram your brain, okay? A couple of communities. So Exodus Summit, of course, is one of the places I'm going to point you to. Exodus Summit is the virtual summit that Rashida Dow and I host together for Black women planning a career break or sabbatical, planning a move abroad, planning digital nomad life. Exodus Summit is also a community of people. So it's a virtual event. It became a community of women. A lot of the women in this chat today are a member of the Exodus Summit community. We just celebrated 10,000 Black women in the Exodus Summit community. Hello, friends. Thank you. 10,000. So get in community where this way of living, this approach to life is normal. Exodus Summit, I'll link to in the description of this video. Some of you are not women, okay? So I'm going to also link to Blacks at Global. Krishan has a community. Krishan, who is the founder of Blacks at Global, has a community that's welcoming to women and men, two Black people, welcoming two Black people. And so I'll link to both of those communities in the description of this video. I think they're already there. If not, I'll go back and add them in. So get in community with people who have decided that work is not going to be the focus of their lives, right? That they're going to live. It helps to normalize it for you. It helps to make that, oh, okay, that's how we do it, right? It's all about seeing it, right? Erica says work becomes our identity. It's on purpose, right? That's on purpose. But we have to, if we want to reject it, we have to take action to reject it, right? This is not a thing we could passively just say, no, I don't want to do that. It's pushed on you. You're bombarded with, Black women are bombarded with the message that we have to do these things to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be treated with respect. And if you don't want that to be the case, if you just want to be seen, acknowledged, valued, treated with respect because of who you don't want to have a certain type of job, certain type of degree, live in a certain neighborhood, then you have to actively reject it, right? You have to actively reject it. These jobs ain't loyal. These jobs ain't loyal. Oh, can you see the dogs? Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. They're on the floor. All right. Leilani is the blonde, and They get along very well. And JD is the black Pomeranian. He's huge. It's hard to tell how small, she's small, she's very small, but he's humongous. He's the biggest Pomeranian I've ever seen in my whole life. And he looks, like I said, he looks like he's all Pomeranian, but he's solid. He's solid. I think that's what you're asking me. All right. Lisa, my job was pretty stress-free until recently. The tech company laid off half of my team, and now my workload has increased. Yeah, right. That's the thing going around in tech. For a long time, tech was a place to be, if you could deal with the people. Right? The money was good, but there's a pendulum swing happening in the tech space now, just like, you know, everything else. She's a good dog. All right. So I think they're looking at the front door. Their neighbor may be taking them to the DOGPARK. Let me see. But he hasn't sent a message yet, so maybe not. They seem to think he's coming. They're just sitting there looking at the door. Create your life. I've been on a career break for 7 months. Gave me a chance to clear my mind and get this 3 years to retirement fully funded. Okay, good. Yes. Take a career break, go back to work, retire. I love that plan. I love that plan. We don't need to put things off. Don't put it off, right? Take the break now. You can still come back and retire. I love that for you. I love it. I think a lot of women here today probably think it's too late to take a break because they're not too far out from retirement. Take a break anyway. Take a break and then come back and then retire. Do it, okay? Create Your Life is telling you to do it. She's doing it. She's showing us how it's done. Show us how it's done, friend. Renee says, I wish I could share my car payments. Girl, that car-free life, I'm telling you, when I got here, I showed up to this house sit with a roller bag, a checked bag, right? A carry-on bag, a backpack, 3 bags of groceries, and a bag of the bag from the conference, the conference bag with some materials inside of it. I was like, they gonna think I'm moving in. I'm like, disregard all the stuff. I don't have a car, okay? My friend Katrina had to drop me off. I can't leave, normally in a house sit, I would leave some stuff in my car. When I do my little house sitting road trips, I don't let them see all the stuff I'm bringing into the house because I don't want them to be like, why is she bringing her entire life in here? She's just here for 3 weeks, right? But I couldn't leave it in the car. I had to bring it all with me. I'm like, but I got to live the car-free life, right? I need the car-free life. I think that's a thing that's making Costa Rica. That's the thing. That's one of the reasons that Costa Rica is not going to be a long-term fit for me, because Costa Rica is still a car place. I want to choose a home or place where I don't need a car. I don't want it. Yeah, after school with Dr. Crystal. Job titles are how we are taught to get respect. That's right. That's right. Right? But it's wrong. That's wrong. That's not the way anybody would say humans should treat humans. Nobody who actually likes people would say, we're going to treat you based on your job title, right? They would say, we're going to treat you well because you're a person, right? You're a human. You're a person. You're a black woman. I love you. I'm going to treat you like I love you. I'm going to treat you with loving kindness, right? Not only after you do these things, after you do X, Y, Z. We are the group who are told, are taught, are shown from a very early age that we have to earn our way to value, earn our way to respect, right? Through education, through job titles, through doing for other people more than we do for ourselves. All of these things are wrong. It's not how other people have to live their lives. White women don't have to live their lives like that, right? If a white woman is respected, whether she's a bartender or the head of the New York Bar Association, right? If a white woman is treated with respect regardless, but we still perpetuate the idea that we have to earn these things to be respected, we are perpetuating white supremacy. You're an agent of white supremacy. If you believe that you have to, it looks like I'm talking to Dr. Crystal. I'm agreeing with Dr. Crystal. You're an agent of white supremacy if you agree that black women need to earn their way to value, that the only black women who are worthy of respect are black women with MD or PhD or JD or whatever engineers get behind their names, right? You're upholding white supremacy. A way that we can reject white supremacy is to quit our jobs. I believe it. I believe that. I believe a way that we can reject white supremacy, that we can tear it down even, tear down that ideology, is quit our jobs and just be a person out in the world living. Now, some of your jobs are the reason that you can do that thing, right? Some of your jobs have paid you enough that you can afford to do that thing. But even if it hasn't, we've talked about a few ways in this chat that some women are doing it. Some women like me, right? I was a pharmacy technician. I used to my last job paid me $22 an hour, right? So this is not only a solution for women with money, okay? I quit my job as a pharmacy technician, okay? Some of you quit your jobs as professors, as attorneys, as XYZ. Some of you quit your jobs as hairdressers, right? And cashiers, right? We're all quitting our jobs. We're all taking time in the middle of our lives where we can enjoy ourselves, where we can prioritize ourselves and our joy. And then we can, if you got to go back to work later. Okay? So is there anything that I took a note on that I feel like I didn't cover? So my notes say, because I've been all over the place. I don't know. Okay, so my notes say, the first thing I wanted to cover was how to take the most time to not work, even if you have to go back to work later. Okay, so maximize the time you can stay out of work, even if you're going to have to go back to work later, right? Quit your job now, even if you have to go back, and then retire. Quit your job, go back, retire. If you know that you can make more money later, right? What would you do today? Based on how much money you already have access to and how much money you know how to make, what would you do if you knew that you could make more money later? What would you do today? That was a good note. I wrote that. I should have said that earlier. Okay? So let that govern you, because all of us, we're going to make more money later, I think, right? We're not losing any skill set. We're going to make more money later. So knowing that you're going to make more money later, what can you do today? So how much money do you have access to? How low can your expenses get? And not forever. Just like we don't have to decide how much money we're going to have forever, we don't have to lower our expenses forever. This doesn't have to be a forever solution. Golden Girl's life can be for the course of your sabbatical. Golden Girl's life doesn't have to be forever if you don't want it to be. Maybe you will, but maybe you won't. Right? Living in your parents' attic may not be forever. Maybe it's for this period, for this point in your life when you don't want your job to dictate your life, right? So not forever, just for the sabbatical. How low can you go? Can you pet sit and house sit? If you're a friend to animals, I recommend house sitting. If you don't want to deal with animals, then house sitting probably not going to be worth the effort, okay? Not worth trying to find house sits. If you like cats or dogs or birds or fish or horses, you don't even have to like all of them, just one, right? You can house sit just one of those. Then house sitting has been a wonderful way for me to not have to work, right, to lower my expenses. We've talked about Golden Girls living. We haven't talked about house hacking, but some women have, right? Renting out a room or renting out some space in your home or something so that the person living in the home, right, is covering a good portion of your living expenses. I don't know how capitalist you want to get, okay? Some of you are not going to be comfortable with that. Some of you are. Some of you would want to rent out a room, but not rent it out for the market price because the market price is high. You ever watch, like in Canada, is it Vancouver? People be like, I rent out my basement for $4,000 a month. I'm like, what? and that covers this and that. And I'm like, okay, I don't know. Some of you, that's not going to work, but something, some income. You can get some income from the space that you have, okay? And then we've talked about how you can make money other ways. Just because you leave your job doesn't mean you've ended making money, okay? On this channel, I've talked to a woman who worked on resorts. I don't know if I would call that stress-free. Shell seems to live a pretty stress-free life. She's happy and she's a young girl and she's, well, I don't, she ain't all that young. She just looks young. But she's a happy girl living and working on resorts during the summer and the winter, and then she takes the spring and the fall off. Doing some sort of work that is less stressful but enough to bring in some cash, keep the money flowing. Cool Works is who she does her work through. Finds resort work, and I follow Cool Works on Twitter, and they're always posting like beautiful places. Come work at Yosemite National Park. Come work at Acadia in Maine. Acadia looks awesome, that Acadia National Park in Maine, right? Come work at a resort in Montana. Come work at a whatever, right? Come work at a place in Alaska for the season. So maybe just a way less stressful job. A job where you don't really have a whole lot of stakes in it, right? You don't have to be all that good at it, right? To make money. Housekeeping at hotels and hostels. We see a lot of work exchanges and a lot of jobs posted for that, right? Well, listen, hotels is hard, but housekeeping at hotels seems hard and probably high pressure in the beginning because you have to move so fast. But housekeeping at hostels, right? They're always really chill. Housekeeping and front desk workers at hostels, pretty chill. I follow a girl named Essence, or woman. It's hard for me. I think she's a woman girl, a young woman on Instagram named Essence, who's a travel nanny, right? She's a vacation nanny. When people go on in Europe, when Europeans go on vacation, she travels with them. She starts in their home city. She flies with the children, and she takes care of the children while the parents are on vacation. The whole family's on vacation, including her, I guess, kind of. But she's there to take care of the kids, right? On one hand, that seems, a nanny is, it can be stressful work, but also, nope, not. These ain't your kids. Just like taking care of the dogs is pretty easy because they're not my dogs, right? You know, I know their schedule. I didn't have to train them. I didn't have to put them on schedule. All the hard work is done. But yeah, on TV and movies, it's always a dog walker. When a person has a stressful job and they want to quit and just do something that's going to be a little more peaceful, they become a dog walker. It's pretty chill, right? It's a pretty chill life. I'm not a dog walker. I'm a pet sitter who has to walk dogs sometimes. But it's a chill life. It's a good life, okay? We talked about a couple of the mindset shifts. That shifting the idea that hard work equals more money, because hard work does not equal more money. Shifting the idea that you are a worker first. You're not a worker first. You're a person, right? Who maybe has a job sometimes. All right, and then we talked about community. We talked about getting in places where the thing that you want is normalized, including not centering work. Get in community with people where that's normalized so it can be more normal for you. It gets easier and easier. The more people you see doing a thing, the more likely you are to do it. So get in community with people who are living their lives, work when they feel like it. Some of those women are in the Exodus Summit community, so I invite you to join us. ExodusSummit.com/community. That link is in the description of this video. Angie, so true. We think we live to work instead of working to live. As Black women, we make our job our life. When I did the numbers and retired early, I felt so much better. We haven't heard anybody be like, I retired and it was a mistake. I took a sabbatical and it was a mistake. I don't know if y'all are just hiding from me, but I think it's because it's not a mistake. I think it's because women are finding real peace and real joy there. So we started out with the comment, what would I do if I retired, or what would I do if I quit my job? See. Find out. See. Right? I'll tell you, first of all, you're probably going to sleep for weeks and weeks, okay? You don't realize what toll work has taken on your body. So you're probably going to sleep for weeks. Don't be surprised. Right? But then you're going to find something that is interesting to you and you're just going to dig in. You're going to have the time to do it. It might be something like putting together puzzles. It might be something like building a business. It might be writing a book, right? It could be something really simple. It could be something kind of complicated and difficult, right? It could be all of those things in different stages. You may go from sleeping to just sitting and putting together puzzles. And then one day you're like, oh, I want to make a puzzle. Right? Now I need to learn how to make a puzzle and how to sell a puzzle. Maybe. That might be your trajectory. It might be, I'm going to not work, I'm going to sleep for a while, and then, just enjoy free time, do some hiking in nature, and then I'm going to go back to work. I think you should see. If you can't see yet what you would do, try it. Try it and see. Kenya, I have lowered my stress levels and I work from home. My friends think I'm lazy. Let them. For now, let them, okay? Eventually, soon, very soon and very soon, they're going to be like, by the way, Kina, that's me knocking. That was me. They're going to be like knocking on your door. By the way, Kina, how did you do that? And what was it like? And right, they're going to be coming to you for advice. You look a little young, right? So young people, ugh, the worst. Your friends are probably also very young. They're the worst, right? They're very driven. Learn from us, women in our 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Learn from us. Do as little as possible. That's the key to a happy life. Doing as little as possible. Okay, your friends in their 20s. I would guess your friends in their 20s and 30s. They don't get it yet. They will, especially when you keep looking that age, and they don't anymore because they're stressed out. All right, co-housing. Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do some co-living. We're going to do some working easier jobs. We're going to do some not working at all. We're going to do some making money in various ways that aren't related to us having to have our time dictated, like what dictated what we're doing with our time. We're going to approach some things in a different way. Okay? We're going to do what we want. We're going to do what we want. I'm sorry, I didn't get through a whole lot of this chat. Now that I'm scrolling, I'm like, oh, I'm really far behind. We're going to do what we want, though. Okay? I'm just going to scroll past a whole lot. All right. Whatever I said, it was good. Okay. I don't know what I had said at this point, but it was good. Okay. So y'all seem to agree with me. I don't know where I was at this point. Okay. But I think I have laid out in a mindset way what you need to do to approach quitting your job in 2023. Okay? If you need much more concrete information, got a whole bunch of videos on the channel. Ask a question. Seriously, ask a question. And there's an answer in this channel. If your question is, how do I determine a budget? How do I determine how much money I need to be out of work for X months? We've talked about that here. Adelia has talked about that on her video, on her channel, Picky Girl Travels the World. Rashida has talked about it on her channel, Rashida Dow. It's all the answers the next questions that you have are here. Okay, so here or in the community, in the Exodus Summit community. Okay, I'm trying to wrap things up, but I'm trying to scroll quickly through the chat, but I didn't realize I was that far behind. Please, if you feel like the information in this video would be helpful, hit the like button, please. Give the video a like. That's going to give YouTube a little hint that it should show this to more Black women. Okay, if you think that there are some other Black women who would love to hear this conversation, hit the like button, please. All right. Yeah, we're going to change our minds. We're going to change our minds about some things. Yes, the message is Black women need to be achieving and earning. Black women need to be the workhorses. Okay, that's the message in the world, but we're going to change our minds. I've changed my mind. Okay. I've changed my mind. Thank you. I see the like button number going up. Thank you, friends. How can we as a single mother do that? Let's see, who have I interviewed who are single mothers? I've talked to some single mothers who are taking sabbaticals and taking sabbaticals with their children. I I can't think of one right now. Charisma travels with her child. Charisma and Cam travel full time. And I talked to her not long ago. But we talked about, yeah, we talked about that. And we talked about, I think we talked about real estate as well. Thank you. I see the like button number still going up. Thank you for hitting the like button, friends. We have talked to women on our channels. So I would just go to YouTube and put in single mother, how to take a sabbatical as a single mother. Let me do that and see who comes up, because there are videos, but right now I'm like not getting. The only person I can think of is Charisma. How to take a sabbatical as a mother, and then I'm gonna put Black women because I only want our videos to come up. Okay, so the 14 Days of Career Breaks video comes up with Christina. Christina did a sabbatical with her children, and they did it in an RV. This live stream is coming up. I'm looking for somebody. No, Sonia's video comes up, but that's not right. YouTube didn't do a good job with this search. Let me take out Black women. But we have somebody right now in the chat is probably reminding me of who we've interviewed. Let's see. Anyone? Ashley, thank you. Okay, the answer is here in the community. Forget YouTube search. The answer is here. So I did interview Ashley in Africa. Rashida and I both interviewed Ashley in Africa. Single mother, moved to Africa with her girls. One is a preschooler, maybe. One is a middle schooler, right? There are others. We've interviewed women, and on the Exodus Summit channel, we've interviewed mothers. Yes, so the answer, yes, you can do it. Take your kids with you. Your kids probably go to school online now anyway, or can go to school where you are, or you can just unschool them. There are people out there who are like, listen, the school system's not helpful to my kid anyway. I'm gonna unschool. There are different ways. We've done videos on it. Unschooling is like, it's not unschooling. It's just like not having a school determine the curriculum for your kid. You and the kid determine the curriculum together. Okay, so women are doing that, but they're also doing online schooling, right? Or homeschooling, or nanny, or like a tutor is teaching them, or they go to school in the place. So let's say you go to Querétaro, you just put them in the international school in Querétaro. It's an English school, right? You get to live in Mexico, they get to live in Mexico. They are also going to benefit from being abroad with you. I've given you a really jumbled up answer, but we've interviewed a few women. So look on our channels. I promise. We have interviewed a few women who are single mothers who have taken sabbaticals with their children. And yes, families house sit. Thank you for answering that question, Amina. Yes, families house sit. I haven't yet interviewed, it's been a while since I've interviewed a family who house sat. Tanaj and Tino house sat with their child, but it's been quite a while since I interviewed them. But yes, families house sit together. Teacher Jade, thank you, Sibangle, y'all know. The answers are here. Teacher Jade and her child, who may be middle school age or a little younger, bop around. I think they bop around. I don't think they moved abroad. I think they bop around from place to place, right? Wherever the tourist visa says they want to go, they go. So yes, you're not excluded. Okay, I know I'm a single woman. It's just me. It's just me and my suitcases, and so that makes some women think, well, this isn't for me. This message isn't for me because I have a spouse, I have children, I have whatever, I have pets, I have I have a disability that impairs my mobility. Right? We've talked to women about how they do it, who have the same thing that you think is a stop sign, right? May mean that you need to take some extra steps, but it doesn't mean no, right? It's not a stop sign. We talk about things on here so that women know that this is a place for you, right? And this is a thing for you, not just women like me. Black women, period. Black women, period. Okay? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, friends in the chat, for answering the questions. Thank you that I couldn't come up with the answers to. I just saw a super chat. So, we're putting together money to send a Black woman to the workshop on cashing out from a hostile work environment. And I think we're really close. So thank you, Kelly. Kelly knows Tampa Bay. Kelly's a realtor in Tampa Bay. Kelly knows Tampa Bay, says you can do it, ladies. Thanks, Kelly, for the super chat. We're really close to having enough money to send a woman on to that workshop. So I guess I'll round it up. So we're there. We have enough is the answer. We have enough money, so I need to get them the money. Get the money over to Anne Marie and Kimani. What workshop you're asking? I may have the link right here. We can close it out there because as Anne Marie, who was here earlier, said, a lot of you are in a toxic work environment or in a hostile, the legal word is hostile. A lot of you are in a hostile work environment, right? The law says you're owed some money, okay? So get them coins. Where would I have put the link? I'm going to go to the other, give me 1 second, and this is how we're going to close it out. I'm going to go to that other video. I'm going to get the link for their workshop, and I'm going to put that in this chat. And then we'll go ahead and close things out. Thank you for your patience with me while I'm here in Palm Desert. Get shareable link. Nope, that's the wrong video. Open the video. Save Yourself Masterclass for Black women only. Okay. Copy. Paste. I have to say copy and paste when I'm copying and pasting. Okay? I'm going to put this in the description of this video right now, okay? But the Save Yourself Masterclass, Anne Marie is the anti-HR lady. She and Kimani Norrington Sands. Kimani is a therapist, a licensed clinical therapist and a coach who helps Black women heal from toxic jobs. They've banded together to put together a workshop for Black women who need to leave a hostile work environment. They're talking money, right? They're talking getting your money, and they're talking getting your healing, and they're talking getting out of the job, okay? That workshop is very soon. I know the date, but I don't know. It's June something, okay? Workshop is very soon, so go ahead and register. If you feel like you're if there's a chance, watch our video, right? Anne-Marie breaks down what is a hostile work environment. Watch our video. If you're in a hostile work environment, I think you need to be here in this workshop. Get your money, okay? Y'all heard my story about how I just left. I just quit the job. I left money on the table, seriously. Get your money. Anne-Marie has done it 3 times, and she helps other Black women doing it so that we can get what we're owed and then live our lives, live out our lives, okay? So thank you. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, Sibangile, for that super chat. Thank you. Okay, so we'll add that in. We have enough for that workshop, to send a Black woman to that workshop. So thank you very much, someone who wouldn't otherwise be able to afford to go. Okay, so thank you very much for the super chat, friends. Thank you again, as always, for being so wonderful to each other in this community, in the chat. Thank you for answering questions that I didn't get to, and thank you for having a wonderful conversation. We have a lot of new women, so thank you for being so welcoming to the new women who may not, really know how things work, right? You know how new people are, right? They're like, what are we supposed to say? Good morning? Yes, right? Thank you for showing them the way, showing them how things are done over here, and for being so kind and gracious and welcoming and relaxed and chill this morning. Really, y'all seem to be doing all right, okay? We have a long weekend coming up, so maybe that's part of it, right? We have an extra day off on Monday, so I hope y'all are feeling great. Okay, I gotta go. Hang out. The dogs have eaten, so now they're asleep, so now I have to feed myself, okay? Have a wonderful day. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. Thanks, Kim, you too, okay? I'll see you guys again next Saturday. Same time, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 Pacific. Pacific time is so awful. It's the worst. Okay? Thank you, friends. Okay. Bye, guys.